Come on, chat. Okay. I don't know how to start this video. Or stream or whatever. No, you. I'm gonna warn you, Axes, this is going to probably be a heavier video, but I can check the... Okay. Let's see. Time played 3.64 days. So I don't know how many hours that is. Yeah. And just a little bit. $72 hours. 0.4 days. I mean, that adds up. So this is going to be a heavier stream because we're going to be talking about a couple different things. And also, I'm working on my underground farm and I have to like knock out a whole bunch of space because I need to fit a ton of different trees, and I'm building them myself because I can, because I figured out that Silk Touch works. So going to be covering stuff about Thank you. I thought you were trying to go to bed. Okay, that's fair. I don't know how specific we're going to get into it. Probably not like graphic specific, but we will be talking about the stuff happening in Gaza. So please take care of yourselves if that's something that you feel you can't handle right now. I do think it's important that everyone does talk about it and does understand and learn about what's happening, because it's a very serious thing, and I don't think anyone should be looking away. Obviously, safety comes first. What's happening in Gaza between Palestine and Israel? Like, we haven't been posting on TikTok. I think we posted one video just saying that we stand with Gaza. I'm glad that your friend is safe. I am going to say this straight up. Free Palestine. Israel is not the ones being targeted. And I've seen videos of people in Israel trying to pretend and acting like they're the victim, and they're just not. And this is not... like, I will not tolerate any Islamophobia or anti-Semitism in my chat or in comments of anything speaking about what's happening in Gaza and what Israel is doing should not automatically mean that the person speaking about it is Islamophobic or is participating in anti-Semitism. Like, you can talk about things and criticize and be completely against what someone or some group is doing without it becoming, oh, you're just like trying to suppress that group. That's not what it is. The genocide in Gaza right now that's happening is completely horrific. And I genuinely can't understand why anyone who has done their research and heard about everything happening could claim that Israel is in the right in this situation. Israel is committing a genocide. That's what they're doing. Like, straight up, that is what they're doing. And like I said, I'm not going to say, like, super graphic things that I've heard about or seen videos of, but Israel is literally committing international war crimes. And it needs to be talked about. Because there is no situation where it should be okay for a settler colony to be pouring concrete into the water supply of land that they are trying to colonize. Like 100% that should not be happening. And I know that the argument that people like to make that I've seen and had people try and argue to me is, oh, well, what about Hamas? What about them? What about them? Literally, what about them? Why is it... There we go. I don't know how long it was like that, but... Because, from what I've seen, and red. Yes, Hamas did have hostages, and they were released, 1, unharmed, and 2, while they were being held hostage, they were treated as actual people. I don't even know the whole story behind the hostage situation, but it's probably being blown way out of proportion. And I think it was yesterday or today, sometime within the past couple days, that I learned that Israel has, like, they have a track record of arresting children, like 12 years old and up. For something as small as throwing rocks. You could not pay me to think that that is an okay thing to arrest a literal child for. It's not like they committed homicide. I don't think I've ever brought this up, but we live in the same state that the Slenderman stabbing happened. And when it happened, we lived in a city pretty fucking close to it. And yes, obviously in that case, it was premeditated attempted murder. They should have gone. And done time for that. And I know that they either have been released or are going to be soon. And I really fucking hope that they don't try anything like they tried. But for anyone who doesn't know what's happening in Gaza, don't just research from Western media, because the USA heavily supports Israel. So obviously all the media is going to be twisted to fit that narrative. There are videos on TikTok talking about it. There are other places where you can see actual footage of what's happening. Because it's not a war. Wars are two-sided. It's not a war, it's a genocide. Especially when Israel is not allowing Gaza to have any power, any food, any water, any medical supplies. Gaza ran out of anesthesia a while ago, so they have to perform surgeries without it. And they're resorting to using vinegar to prevent infection. And there are truckfuls of supplies waiting at the border that Israel has closed off. And they are not, Israel is not letting anyone in or out of Gaza. Israel has been bombing hospitals, schools, I also know that Israel had specifically told Palestinians in Gaza specific routes that they could take to evacuate that would be safe. And then while people were using those routes to evacuate, Israel dropped bombs on them. And it's not some Hamas misfire. Because the Israeli government had posted taking credit for bombings and then later deleted it and started saying, oh no, it was Hamas. So no, this is not a war. People ask how the Holocaust happened. Why did no one do anything? And we're repeating history right now. Half of the population of Gaza is children. So I will say this right now, if you look at all of this and do your research, I know that there are, like, you can, like, look up, like, your state representative and stuff and call and demand that something be done. I know there's, like, scripts for what to say. And I also know that Palestinians have said that one of the best things to do is to just not look away from it. It's so important to actually watch what's happening and do research on it and just educate yourself on all of it. And to not stop talking about it. Like, even if you are just on TikTok a whole bunch, make sure your For You page, that the algorithm is picking up stuff about what's actually going on. Because we tend to doom scroll on TikTok a lot. So every video about the situation in support of Gaza, like, repost, make sure it's seen. But if you do your research on the situation and still say that Israel isn't doing anything wrong, just go ahead and block us. I'm not talking about this in hopes for a debate. Exactly. 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 We do have system friends who have gone through Ramcoa and seen some of the stuff has been, like, triggering programs, so they have to, for their own physical safety, they do have to step away sometimes. But they are still talking about it and doing what they can. Exactly. Hi, welcome in. Sorry, not the cheeriest conversation, but it's important. I'm just clearing out space and talking about stuff in Palestine and Gaza. I know we did some cleaning today, but I don't remember what. I agree, and feel free to lurk always. You absolutely do not have to chat, you absolutely do not have to stay if you've got other stuff to be doing. You are absolutely not obligated to stay. But yeah, if you've done research and seen videos and heard from people who are actually living through what's happening in Gaza right now, and you still support Israel in what they're doing, literally just block us, don't even comment. We don't want to debate about it. Because we're not going to waste our time and energy trying to educate people who support genocide when we can be using that time and energy actually doing things like educating ourselves more and keeping up with what's going on and making sure that it's all seen and shared. Yeah, that's understandable. I do hope that she's okay. And I hope that everyone in Gaza will be able to be safe soon. Because I know that they're not safe right now. And I know that last night was, I think I read it was like over 300 airstrikes that Israel had. Like, it was and it is just a complete massacre. And I know that I am speaking from a place of extreme privilege right now, because I am literally sitting here playing Minecraft. But if me sitting here playing Minecraft and talking about the situation can help even just a little bit, then I am more than happy to do it. There is, I think, just one other thing that I did want to touch on that doesn't have to do with Gaza. I think. Our brain deteriorates constantly all the time. So relatable. Yes, everyone in chat is doing a great job of whatever they're doing. I can speak. Oh, thank you for the follow. Good to have you here. So proud of you, Axes. Completely understand how that feels. Didn't we raid Cup once? I think. Am I remembering wrong? I don't recognize the name Jody, but I do recognize Pup's username. That seems familiar too for some reason. Did we rate both? Maybe we rated both. Okay. That's why that name sounded familiar. Ironically, the only thing that I really remember from that raid was being super dissociated. And like nothing else. Oh yeah, the other thing that we wanted to quick talk about. There is, I'm not gonna say the name of this person because one, I don't want harassment sent their way, but two, it's kind of irrelevant. Completely valid. We've just been too exhausted to stream a lot lately. But we started watching this video that this person had made. And I think we're only like 20 minutes in, it's like an hour-long video. And it's a video on Dissociated and like criticizing them, which one, I believe you can criticize a creator as long as it's constructive and not an attack, as long as your arguments are actually well put together and not just some bullshit that you made up to try and get people on your side. I do have issues, though, so for anyone who doesn't know, Dissociated has been completely offline for at least the past couple months, if not longer. They kind of just vanished, but last I heard they are safe. And this video only got posted after they went offline. So they're not even doing it for constructive criticism, they're doing it when Dissociated is offline for their own, like, health and safety. They did have a recent trauma and kind of went offline right after saying that something had happened. They didn't say specifics, but they did say that something had happened. So I have issues with... yeah. I do hope that they are safe and doing what they need to for their own health and safety. But I do have issues. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. People have been speculating and making conspiracies about how, oh, Dissociated must be, like, purposely, like, dragging this out so that they can get more money from people. Which, one, the site is called Crowd Justice, and they can't touch any of the money that's donated to their case there, even if they wanted to. So that makes no sense. And two, it's been obviously extremely traumatic for them to have to go through all of that. So that's a bullshit theory. But yeah, I have no issue if people want to criticize another creator, go for it. But don't one, wait until they are completely offline. Like, I know that Reddit had like after Dissociated hadn't posted for I don't even know how long. Maybe like a month or maybe even that week. It was the Reddit all saying, oh, if you are going to make a video on Dissociated, better post it now while they're offline. Like, at that point, it's just harassment. Like, at that point, it's just harassment. It's exactly like what happened to them before, where everyone stayed silent until Dissociated was offline and could not defend themselves. And it's just a really shitty thing to do. Like, if you're gonna criticize someone, then you need to actually say things when that creator is active so that steps can be taken for them to, one, see that criticism, and two, respond to it if they feel that it's necessary. But this creator, who is criticizing Dissociated, didn't post the video until, like, recently, I think within, I don't want to say a very specific time frame, because I know people will take that and find them. So I'm just gonna say it was very recently. And within the 20 minutes or so that we've watched so far, they've said a few things that I have an issue with. And some of them not even specifically about Dissociated. So for one, this is specific to Dissociated, but they said that Dissociated claims to be a mental health professional and spreads misinformation and we've gotten... Was it you that we spoke to? Or was it someone else about, That's valid. There's been, like, a system who claims to be endogenic, who goes by, like, the strawberry system or something, who's been... I know they've been in my chat a couple times. Like, obviously just picking fights. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. You can do whatever you feel is best for your own space. That is your space. I have no say over what you can or cannot have in that. Yeah, but for us, personally, if anyone comes in here and says, one, that they're an endo system, like, if they make it clear that they're an endo system, yeah, thank you. That's how it should always be. We should each have our own rules and boundaries that we see fit. That works for us. Love you, Axes. But if someone comes in here and says, if they state that they're an endo system, then we'll probably just ask them to leave, and if they start an argument, then obviously they get like a timeout or a ban. So I'm not going to deal with that. A lemon stick? What's a lemon stick? Is it like a popsicle? I keep getting sidetracked. Candy cane? Oh, is it like that old-fashioned candy? Like it's like just a candy stick and it's like a hard candy. I don't know if I've ever been to Cracker Barrel. Yeah, I don't know if any of us have ever been there. But yes, this person who made a video and posted it recently on Dissociated first said that Dissociated claims that they are a mental health professional when they have no, like, credentials. One, I don't remember them ever saying that they're a mental health professional. Ooh, root beer and cotton candy. Yeah. It's literally... But this person who made the video is also saying, well, they claim that their channel is for mental health education. You can offer insight and education about something without being a professional. Like, they're not trying to diagnose anyone. They're not trying to rewrite the DSM or the ICD or anything. Only get on if you want to and feel up for it. But I'm doing the most boring thing right now. How is this making you want to get on? You know how we said goodnight to each other yesterday and I said that I would probably only be on for like another few minutes? I was on for like half an hour after that. Yeah. But like, Dissociated is not... They're just offering information. They're not trying to diagnose anyone. And I don't think offering information about a disorder that you have is seen as claiming to be a professional. It is not the same. I talk about having DID. And my system talks about having DID. We talk about it on TikTok and on here and to friends and in real life to like our parents and stuff. Just telling them things about it. Yeah. Exactly, and that's not the creator's responsibility. Like, at a certain point, it is not. Because this creator who made the video on Dissociated is also criticizing them for the fact that people have been claiming to have been faking DID because of Dissociated. Like an actual flashback, or like... No, you absolutely do not have to speak while you're in here. You could just sit here and be silent and watch like you're a spy. Or, I don't know, do you like lizards? Like, if you're just like a lizard, like, hanging onto the wall with like your little sticky feet and just watching? It literally is. Like, Dissociated did not tell people, hey, you should pretend to have this disorder. All they've done is create content about the disorder to educate people on the disorder. Because they have the disorder. And I don't think that that is equating I don't think that's them equating themselves to a mental health professional. And I don't think it's equating themselves to like telling people to fake the disorder. Oh my god, the lizards with sticky feet are the cutest. Like, have you seen day geckos? Like, they're just little guys. Oh yeah, sorry, I haven't slept for a while in this server. So sorry if it spawned you in the middle of a bunch of monsters or something. But yeah, it's not Dissociated's fault if people are watching their content and deciding, oh, I'm going to start faking this disorder because I saw someone post a video about it. Like, that's... Why are you blaming Dissociated for that? It's like if I went on Facebook cause It's like if I went on Facebook and saw some racist boomer spouting, like, racist rhetoric and said, oh, I just saw this person post racist things, so now I'm going to be racist because they posted that. Like, I know you're not talking to me, Cup, but does your server have mods? Because I will spend so much time on there. That was 99% a joke, by the way. Plugins are good too. Has it been 4 yet? Let me see. Time played 3.68. What was it before? Was it still 3.68? Am I tripping? My god. When did I join this server? I don't think it's gonna show my screen if I really click. Because I can look back. Finally playing AstroSMP. I started 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago is the very first time that I joined this server. 2 weeks ago. And I already have almost 4 days of game time on this server. I have a problem. Two weeks ago. Both. It is both. Man, I hope that the person who owns this server never ends it. I would be so sad. And I've only been on here for 2 weeks. And I already have an emotional connection to this goddamn server. Is that public affection in my Christian Minecraft server? /J? But yeah, don't... like, don't blame Dissociative for people deciding to be ableist and fake a disorder. Like, just don't. How dare you? Joke's on you, I never took mine off. Out of context, that sounds really bad. Agreed. It's like the same as... Well, the dress is the same as... an iron chestplate. Unfortunately, when I finally go to the end, I will want at least diamond, if not netherite, since I did find netherite. And I'm still... I don't know, I haven't tried it, can you? Hello? I want a shiny maid dress. Oh, that's dumb. Enchanted diamond or better it is. I'm obviously not that person, and I don't know that person. But speaking from streamer experience, I don't think that she would take it personally. And I love my lurkers. Hell yeah, lurkers are just the lizards with sticky feet on a wall of the streaming world. Oh, okay. So this is actually multiple slime chunks, I guess. Since there's one right outside my cave. Hell yeah! These are not the first slime balls that I've gotten. I have probably at least a stack by now because my cave is in a slime chunk. But apparently, this is also in a slime chunk too. Can slimes trample crops? Oh, I don't even make the boring bread anymore. I make it from scratch. I am living my best starter life. Oh, diamonds! Oh yeah, but you can also, can't you also give them carrots? You know what's funny? We actually have a Marinette altar. but she's in a subsystem. Let me see how many carrots I got. I've got like half a stack. Valid. Also, look how pretty my custom trees are! I'm using fir logs. And then blue winter tree leaves and light blue winter tree leaves and let me look at the name of that other one. Jacaranda blossoms. Ooh, what do you mean overpowered? Ooh, I'm so glad that you're excited about that, and I hope that it turns out good, and I hope that it does motivate you to stream more, and that it's all you've ever dreamed of. Interesting. Ironically, I'm actually running out of sticks. I should get this before I... Okay, is there anything else on the walls up high? Speaking of high, our dad ordered pizza the other day and the delivery driver was high. Like, he was out. He was so out of it. Hello? Yeah, well, it's a damn good thing that I'm not. Same. But I think the pizza place is only like a 5-minute drive or something. Might even be closer. But yes, back to the dissociated thing. Because I keep getting sidetracked and that is no one's fault but my own. Because my brain doesn't like to brain. This person... Mood! Me too. Fun fact, weed makes us sick. I don't know if it's the THC or the CBD or both. It makes us, like, violently ill. You know what? I relate to that. I think I just, like, spit at the camera. I didn't mean to. It wasn't on purpose. But if anyone from Twitter ends up finding our page, at least they get that for free. What else was I supposed to respond to that? You can't say stuff like that and then... Are you trying to watch the film? What do you mean a club? Do you mean a strip club? My God. So what? Whoever the villager is that's on the pole, instead of throwing dollar bills at them, you're just gonna throw bread at them? I had to do a double take at that comment. I look down and all I see is hungry and breedable. And I'm not gonna question it. I'm a little dissociated, but it's fine because we got Altoids. Oh yeah, this person who made the dissociated video also criticized Dissociated for being okay with self-diagnosis. And I'm pretty sure we already said our stance on self-diagnosis, but I will say it again. I see no issue with self-diagnosis as long as it's not just watching one TikTok video and going, oh yeah, I must have that. Because, one, it is a massive privilege to be able to get a diagnosis. Are you cheering them on while they're... Okay. But yes, it is a massive privilege to be able to get a diagnosis. Because, one, if you live in a place without, like a good healthcare system. I forgot what it's called. It's like where you don't have to pay $1 million for going to the hospital. They should all breed if there's enough beds. What are you gonna do? Make them sleep on the floor? Jeez. Also, I heard that you have to have a lot of doors, but I don't know if that's true or not. Oh, same. The floor is comfy. I don't know how to answer that. But yes, if you... No, it's all good. It just... This all just caught me so off guard, and I was like, oh my god. Because I think someone else is close. To the front. Do not take that out of context with how this conversation has gone. My god. But I just heard someone go, do they fuck the doors? And I had to take a second and I was like, oh yes. Self-diagnosis is valid if you actually... Oh my god. Just like a Pokemon battle. Erez, I choose you! Because you're super effective against... persecutors. Exactly. Especially because in places like the United States who don't have good healthcare systems, oh, 100%. Because... So I'm on, like, our dad's insurance, I think? And also on state insurance. And even with insurance, it's decent insurance. Doctor's visits are still $40 every time. Like, that's not cheap, especially for someone who can't work and doesn't get a steady income. So, like, not having super accessible healthcare is going to affect how many people can seek out a professional diagnosis, and also trying to find a professional who knows enough to actually diagnose whatever you are, like, looking at. Ooh, more diamonds. And also, in a lot of cases, like for our case specifically, we self-diagnosed DID for ourselves before we got our professional diagnosis. And we got very lucky with our professional diagnosis, because we found a trauma specialist who has worked with DID before. And also, getting a professional diagnosis can affect things like ability to get a driver's license and housing and just discrimination in general. Like with work stuff especially. And I know people like to say, oh, well, it's illegal for them to discriminate against you. Yep. One, it's expensive to go after a company or person for discrimination against you if they do break the law. That prosecutor can literally fuck themselves. Completely understandable. Like, it is exhausting as, like, mentally ill, disabled people, especially. And even if you're able-bodied and don't have mental illnesses, it is still exhausting to go through the stress of things like that. Not to mention the finances involved, and it is a lot. So yeah, self-diagnosis, when done correctly, is completely valid. And I don't see the problem with Dissociated saying that they support self-diagnosis. Because they obviously understand that a lot of people can't get access to things they need to be able to start looking into getting a professional diagnosis. And in my opinion, it is honestly it comes from a place of extreme privilege to say things like, oh, well, self-diagnosis is bad and no one should do it. Definitely won't be enough space, but it will do for now. Exactly. Because I don't know about you, but I don't remember ever seeing someone who self-diagnoses just for the hell of it. That I did not know, that you didn't get your diagnosis until recently. Okay, just not the specific one. Gotcha. I have more cobblestone saved. I've done a lot since I last streamed. Oh my god. That's another problem. People, like mental health professionals and doctors, just not being educated enough. Hey Axes, you don't happen to have cobblestone that you don't need? Yeah, just normal. Because all of my cobblestone is cobbled deep slate, and I don't want to use that for this. Because it'll blend into much. If not, it's fine. I can go farm some. I don't know how many stacks I'll need. Maybe like 2? If it's okay, you absolutely do not have to. Thank you. It's not big enough. I still have to clear out a whole bunch more. Because I wanna... My god. I wanna have one of each of the tree types that can grow fruit stuff. Oh my god, you're by my dog, aren't you? I was like, what? No? Then I don't know where you are. I am dissociating. A lot. Thank you. I do think I'm gonna end the stream though. But I think it was productive? Question mark? Yeah, I need to end stream because I'm dissociating. But Free Palestine. Self-diagnosis is valid. Self-care. Yeah, I think that's it. I am gonna end streams. Thank you everyone for watching, and bye.